Okay, so that's the DC slider in a nutshell, but it's also a jib. So what do I mean by that? I'm going to call on Mr. Jose again to get this back to straight for me. What's the difference between a slider that you can tilt and a jib? Well, if I only had the one arm, then I can only slide back and forth, and the camera is going to be stuck facing whatever angle the arm is facing, right? So, let's get this back in place. In order to turn it from a slider into a jib, I need some method of making the camera's tilt operate simultaneously with the tilt of the slider arm. So to do that, I'm actually going to turn this around to show you guys this little handy device. Now I've got it connected. You probably would, if you were just using it in slider mode, you would not have this bar connected. But I've connected it for ease of use here. This device is actually going to snap, or screw, if you will, right onto the camera. So let's slide the camera over. And when you're doing your sliding, you definitely want to have two people around, one guy to wrangle cable for you, yeah, and then one guy to do the camera head operations. So here I am, one person doing it after instructing you to do it with two, but that's all right. Okay, so we're locking the camera head in place. We are connecting the jib arm. They actually call it the parallelogram bar. I like that because it's parallel, and I don't know why else, but I like that name. So I'm going to lock this into place, and this is actually doing the action that Jose was helping me with, pulling with great force this black knob here in order to change the Dutch roll of our camera. So now this little parallelogram arm is doing that for me. It takes a moment or two to crank the wheel all the way in. How are we doing on the chat room there, Debbie?
Just wanted to double check on the bubble levels.
You want to make sure that I'm level, or you wanted to know how many there were?
How many?
There are 3, okay? 2 of them are on the DC slider, and one of them comes with your tripod head.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So the location of the 2 DC slider level bubbles, one is right here, where the DC slider head sits in your 100mm bowl tripod that can withstand 80 pounds of capacity. The second one is on the front right here, okay? That's to make sure that if you are trying to do an exactly flat horizontal slide, that your arm is in fact level. Okay, so after screwing this in, I think we're ready here. Now check this out. It used to be a slider. Now it's a jib. And the difference is when I change the angle of my pan bar, when I change the angle of the DC slider's arm, the camera is going to maintain focus on whatever it is I'm looking at. No? Oh, got to lock it down. Okay. There we go. Woo! Something's tight. Ah, yes. A lot of knobs and brakes to keep in mind. So it helps to, let's say you wanted to rent this. Let's say you came to our studio audience today in order to win a free rental date with the DC slider. May I recommend hiring a nice grip that's familiar with this? Maybe you want old Jose Fernandez over here looking over your shoulder, making sure you got all the right brakes tight and the right brakes loose. But anyway, once you've got it all set up, once you've got it all screwed in and your brakes are tight or loose where they're appropriately meant to be so, when I do my panning, when I do my tilting, you'll notice that my jib is the second arm, the parallelogram arm, is keeping this camera at the correct angle. Yeah, so it's not stuck flat. I think it's more effective with a different camera. Yeah, there you go. So the camera tilts up as the arm booms down, right? And the camera tilts down as the arm booms up. Proper jib operation. Okay? So if you want to be in slider operation, we'll take the parallelogram bar away and allow the camera to maintain its Dutch head. And if you want the jib action rather than the slider action, we install the parallelogram bar to make sure that the camera, whether it's high or low, is still focused, still aimed at the same subject. Yes? Without turning. We're really excited about this DC slider. It's definitely going to add a lot to our production value once we get a little bit of practice with it, and we think that it will do the same for your production value. So call us up, send us emails, tell us that you want to use the DC slider, and we will totally hook you up. Yeah? Excellent, excellent. So this covers the two pieces of equipment that I wanted to share with you today. We are now going to move. Oh, excuse me. This does not completely complete our DC slider option. What if you're a guy like me and you're short and you can't really reach up high to get the DC slider angles that you want, or for some other reason you just wanted a low angle shot? Well, that's when you will employ some of the included accessories with the DC slider, like these Rocky Mountain feet, right? So there are two of these with the two legs. They mount right here, like that, okay? And so you can take this device off of your tripod, and bam, you're on the ground. You're on a stair. You can change the height of each leg up or down, so you can sort of get a little bit of angle in your slides. That's pretty effective. DC slider also comes with two carrying cases. Man, would it not be cool to have such a delicious device like this and not be able to carry it around with you? Well, it comes with two soft bags, and in order to handle the arm, the parallelogram bar, all of the counterbalance weights, everything in there that is included. Really nice, comfortable bags to drag around. Additionally, this crank. What's so cool about this crank? Well, you can stick it on this little bar right here. Let's go to Jose for that. I pop it in right here. And now, if I wanted to, I could hand crank to make the camera slide up and down the rail of the counterbalance. Additionally, Matthews has a motorized version of this hand crank coming out. Motorized version so that you can just sort of set a speed or even ramp a speed and send the camera up and down the bar. Totally awesome. Totally awesome. So additional kinds of feet for low angles comes with the crank. Additional motorized crank available comes with carry bags. That's so key. We've got a question coming in from the internet. Let's go to Debbie.
What is the price?
What is the price of the DC slider? Thank you for asking. The list price of the DC slider is $7,500. All right, but add it to your cart for a lower price, as our friends up north say. Call us up, send us an email. I will make you a special deal. Say you saw it on the Dot Video show with Jesse Miller, and you'd like to buy one or rent one. And let's go back to Debbie for a follow-up question.
And Barry wants to know, will he operate his slider with a movable dolly action?
Barry, I'm glad you asked. You absolutely will operate your dolly with a you're going to operate your slider with a movable dolly. I'll tell you why. Barry has figured out that there's a certain combination. Matthews supports it. You see it in their instruction manual and on their website. Liebeck, our friends that are making tripods out of Japan, my buddy Takuma-san Sudo just shared with me this morning, the T102 legs are perfect for the DC slider, and the DL8 dolly goes right under the T102 legs. You unlock it, slide it around. I mean, when you've got the wheels of your dolly rolling in one direction and your DC slider sliding in the other direction, you can really keep your camera still. But yes, absolutely. You'll be able to get it up on some wheels, and it will make things easier on you. Thank you for asking the question, Barry, and thanks for working with us here at Midtown Video. We'd love to work with you. Barry watching from Canada tonight. Thanks, buddy. We're international.